Well, 94.9, the Bay's #1 hit music station. I am really excited about this Women's Premier Basketball Association. It's a Bay Area basketball league, and I feel like, we were just talking earlier how women's sports is really coming up, but even these past few years, I feel like there's been big talk about getting a women's team in Oakland. So we're going to talk more about the league, but I'm here with the two behind it all, Fatima and Shelly. Shelly, you're actually part of a brand that was really instrumental in getting it started, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about all about that. But Fatima, I do want to start with you because you're a real hooper.
Yeah, no, for real.
Basketball's been part of your life kind of forever. So kind of tell me your journey first with basketball.
For sure. Well, before we get started, I want to thank you so much for having us here today.
Of course.
This is an amazing experience. So thank you. But just to give you a little background into my story, basketball saved my life in so many ways. And, just with my upbringing in itself, it was really my outlet to be able to navigate through that space and just remind myself, like, life, there's ups and downs, but, like, regardless of how everything's going, like, there's certain things that I can control. And when I was on the court, I could control those things. So that was literally like my escape. So, growing up in Oakland, I had the opportunity to meet a lot of amazing people that have helped me stay on course, within my journey. And, Shelly being one of those people.
Did you play in high school?
I played in high school.
throughout?
I played in middle school. I ended up going to JUCO out here in San Francisco, City College of San Francisco, and then transferred around a bit, trying to kind of like figure out my basketball life. And I think my junior year, I sit down, I have a talk with Shelly, and I'm trying to figure out what it is I'm trying to do moving forward, because I'm just like, basketball, I want to be able to do this, but I also want to figure out what else is my purpose. What else am I looking to do?
Because it's kind of like all you've known forever.
It's all I've known.
Right.
That's literally been my identity. Like, for so many people that have played basketball throughout their lives, this is literally who they are.
Right. I played basketball in high school. I was trash. I was like big average. But you do get that mentality. It's like basketball is life. And it does teach you other things outside the court. You start thinking about those things,
Like, what's next?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I get a little bit, but basketball is like, okay, maybe basketball's not my life because I was trash. But
No, but I mean, again, it's taught me so many life, skills, and it's helped me to, be within this space that I'm at now. So, when I started my professional career, I wasn't in the best situation. I literally, I say this a lot. If you can make it in the Bay, you can make it anywhere. So I had to bring that mentality with me while I was overseas, because I was just like, this is something I really want to do. This is what I want to pursue, and I want to, create longevity within this. So, fast forward 6 years down the line, I'm looking to create something in the Bay Area here, because I'm like, again, basketball has given me so much, and we don't really have anything like this out here in the Bay Area, nor in, California for that matter. That's really looking to create opportunities for women to, thrive on and off the court.
right.
So we created the Women's Premier Basketball Association last year. I was playing top league in Mexico during this time. So it was
Oh wow.
a little bit of I had to juggle a lot of things to be able to still put my all into creating this league, but still, nurture my own individual goal, which is, I'm blessed to play this, game still. So created the Women's Premier Basketball Association. We started with 6 teams last year. Had an amazing outcome, because obviously it's new. If something's new, no one's going to really like buy into it unless, you really hold some sort of, how can I say this? Unless people respect you
Like
and
a
they trust you in
reputation.
the community,
Right,
the
right.
reputation, yeah, it's just like, it's hard to build something. But I had a lot of amazing people support me. Shelly, Dawn, Refology, them supplying us with, refs during that time, and, helping us to kind of create this collaborative space between our coaches, our players, everybody else that's on our staff. Fast forward, we're in our second season. We're literally doing, amazing things this year, and we're continuously building on these opportunities to help not only our players move on to the next level, but we're helping our officials. Like, Shelly's done an amazing job. Last year she's been able to help all of those officials that have been within Refology. A couple of them have been able to move on to NBA and WNBA and, G League
Oh wow.
opportunities, and, players within our league, they've been able to move on, and, some they've started their first years playing professionals. And then, coaches have been able to move on, and our trainers have been able to move on. One of our trainers is now working with the Seattle Storm.
Just from 1 year of being.
Just from 1 year of being.
Well,
in
let's
this.
slow it down just a little bit, because hold on. I know you're so. No, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Because overseas, was that something that kind of switched with you to start this league? Like, what did you learn going over there and
I
then coming
mean,
back? Like, what was that shift for you?
literally, you have to love it. If you're going overseas, you have to love basketball, because if not, it's going to be a rude reality check. Like, there's going
Mm.
to be things that aren't going to go your way. So it's just like, okay, I have to pivot. I'm going to have to make an adjustment. But at the end of the day, I got to make sure that whatever I'm doing, it's going to benefit me, because every year you're going out and you're playing overseas, like, you're
And a lot of
competing.
women, it's like that's kind of the only thing you have to do. I mean, we talk about, sure, women in sports, the representation in media is bad, and like, don't get us started on the pay gap. But
Oh my God.
there's also like, let's talk about like just how hard it is for women just to go straight pro, like what you have to go through.
It's so hard, because it's especially like after you finish your collegiate careers, the college doesn't owe you anything. They don't need to try and help you get overseas, especially like for players that, don't get an opportunity to, a WNBA training camp. So
Right.
they're literally stuck in this place where they're just like, I don't know what to do. They're making poor business decisions. Like for me, I spent like $2,000 my first summer trying to figure out what it is I was going to do playing
Man.
professionally, because I'm like going to this camp, I'm going to this clinic, I'm going to this combine, praying that someone picks me up and sees value within me. But I think the beautiful thing about this league is, as opposed to going to these combines and you have to perform at your best in 3 days and you're competing against 80 other players,
Right.
you have a 10-week season here where you're actually able to see your growth, you're learning. You have other people here that support you during this time, and they're really, at the end of the day, they want you to succeed. So they're going to do everything in their power to pour into you so that you can come out on top. And obviously, once that's done, you get to pay it forward and just continue to help the community.
So what were the like conditions like hooping overseas?
Uh,
Because I already know we already talked about the pay gap, but even just before going pro and having to do that, like,
so I'm not gonna lie, like, unless you have WNBA on your resume, like, it's really hard to find a program that's gonna pay you what you feel like you're worth.
yeah.
And then you're competing against other people that have experience. So my first job, I was in El Salvador. I was on the worst team. Literally, this was a rebuilding stage for them, because they were trying to figure out, what they're going to do. Keep their team in, or are they just going to throw away the whole program? So I go out there. I'm living in Santiago de Maria. They didn't even have doors on the house that I was living in. And
Oh my
obviously, that's not
goodness.
safe.
Yeah.
Bringing in imports, So they ended up moving us to the capital. And I think, again, like I said, you have to love it. I think I only made $250 my first year, or my first season playing there, because the club ran out of money.
Wow.
But I mean, like, there were bugs in the house I was living in. Literally, I didn't have my own room. We didn't have hot water. I mean, luckily, I got along with my teammate that was there, because our beds were literally 6 inches apart. So I saw her every single day.
Oh my goodness.
And we had to just get through it together. But again, that's why I'm just like, you have to really love it, because if you have an experience like that, anybody would have been like, I'm cool.
Yeah, that's
I'm cool,
insane. And like,
like-
how many people are like forced to have to do that though and go through it? And
Yeah.
like, that's why we need these leagues that you guys have created. So tell me, how did you link up with Shelly? How did this partnership start?
We were just talking about this on our drive up. So again, I'm in my junior year, trying to figure out what I'm doing, because like, I'm in college, didn't have the best collegiate career. I was averaging like 3 points per game. So, I mean, if you're looking to play pro, I don't think anybody's going to really invest in a player that's scoring 3 points per game.
Right.
So
That's my high school record. No,
I'm
I'm
like, no, seriously though, because I'm just like, they could find a local to do that. They don't need to pay me.
Right,
they don't
right,
need to
right,
house
right.
me or do all that stuff. So I was just like, okay. I met up with Shelly. She was holding a clinic over at Bishop O'Dowd. That's where she went. And she was doing these clinics during the summers to like help other officials, work on their mechanics and just kind of get them set for, the upcoming season, whether it's college, high school, or the pros. So I sit there, I watch the entire time, didn't know what to expect, right? And Shelly and I have a really good conversation afterwards. She like took the time to like speak with me, because like I was just in awe that someone would take the time to just meet with me, not knowing me or anything like that afterwards. So
Especially after everything you just went through too. It's like,
yeah, so I'm just like, so I sit there and talk with her, and she's telling me about like what else she does. She was like, I'm in real estate, I do officiate, but I think the most valuable thing I hold is that I'm multidimensional in whatever I'm doing. So she's creating other avenues, she's not just relying on one thing. So that was like my biggest takeaway that summer. And going into my senior year, I was just like, okay, like something else, I flipped the switch, something else turned on. And I was just like, I need to start thinking about this in a different like way, because at the end of the day, like I don't have a safety net. I don't have college to go back to anymore. The real world begins. So I need to like literally
Kind of put you all in this.
I got to figure it out.
Yeah. And Shelly, what was your brand that?
So about 15 years ago, I started a company called Refology, and really I was working college women's basketball Division I for 20 years.
And you're from here too, right?
From here.
Okay.
Yep. Born and raised in Alameda. Went to Bishop O'Dowd High School, St. Joe's Elementary.
Hey.
Went to UCLA. Played at Chabot, so very local.
Oh, dope.
And always happy to help anyone that is looking to pursue something at a higher level, or even just to get better at the level that they're at. And when Fatima intersected with me, this may be 7, 8, 9 years ago, something like that, she came up. I every summer would run a summer league where we could pass along really good training to referees that couldn't necessarily get out and spend the money to go to all of these camps where they might get seen and picked up at higher levels. So what I did was I started Refology, and I brought the higher level training that I was getting and also participating in and giving in the Division I space, and I brought it down to the locals.
Wow.
And so we would bring in folks every week from different areas, from Monterey all the way up to Sacramento and beyond. They could bring their crews, and we just pass along the great information. So that's what Fatima came up and witnessed. Of course, my first thing was to try to recruit her as a referee, which she's actually pretty good. And so she's still got that in her back pocket in the end of all of this. And so, but
like,
then,
you scratch my back, I'll scratch you.
but because you want good people when you're reffing, you want really good people around you, because it's a trust. You work as a team out there. When pandemic hit, I actually got a phone call. I had been retired, went on and worked at the W for a few years, but I consult currently through my Third Side coaching company. My business partner, Don Vaden, and we consult NBA teams and players and coaches on all things officiating related.
Okay.
And so I get this phone call, and I really had still been offering some refology clinics and things just really for fun and charity. And I get this phone call asking, hey, there's a women's pro game we need some refs for. Can you come out and referee? I said, well, I don't even think I have stripes anymore. If they don't mind me in a refology shirt, sure, I'll show up. so I dug out the old pants and went out, and Fatima was playing, and I saw all the women that I had, many of the women that I had refereed all their college careers.
Wow.
Several that were there, and I just thought, oh, I missed this.
I missed this, right?
Yes, I
Came
missed
back
this.
to you, yeah.
So when Fatima was looking to really rebrand and start something fresh that had a unique approach, I said, absolutely, but we have to rebrand, and encouraged her to really step outside of the box and start fresh, get her branding set, and launch as a new league with a new mission. And I'm just happy to support her. And part of that then motivated me to start the nonprofit Blast Equality Collab, so that we can help fund our premier partner is the Women's Premier Basketball Association, but I also, through the nonprofit, help train and develop and have incorporated refology now into the nonprofit, all the way down to youth sports as well as some other sports. The tagline for Blast Equality Collab is leadership development. So from the bottom of my heart, I believe referees are leading the way in creating fair playing environments, or facilitating the creation of fair playing environments. They have the opportunity on the daily, hundreds of times each game, to ensure they're embodying equality. So what better way to practice this by partnering with an association that wants to collaborate? Yes. All players, coaches, and referees are eligible and participate and have a voice in all of the training. We do things transparently, so there's nothing hidden behind creating this opportunity where these women get to play professional basketball at a professional level. And that's what's so important.
Yes, and I love that both of you guys are from here, because, I mean, you just look at Oakland losing all these professional teams in a 5-year span. It's so sad, and it's like, well, who has Oakland's back, because, like, sports definitely belong in the city. And, like I said earlier, like, women's sports, I feel like right now, I mean, it's a long fight, and we're, like, not even close still, but I feel like something really is special happening right now. So I love that you guys are from here and, like, just creating this pathway. How has the league already impacted athletes?
I mean, again, just to touch on last year, we were able to send at least 10 of our athletes overseas. For some, this is their first opportunities at, like, making their dreams a reality. So we were able to do that. Moving into our second season, like, we're working on making sure we increase that number this year, but we've also been able to, help more players get opportunities through, whatever it may be. If they're looking to, in their professional careers, looking to move forward, we're trying to create more networking opportunities to ensure that. Shelley's obviously picked some of them up for, officiating opportunities as well. But again, I think the women in this league, they're getting an opportunity to be supported by their community. They're feeling empowered. And we're creating a competitive atmosphere for them to just come out here and play and do the things that they love.
And how does the league work exactly? Like getting to play, season starting?
So we have, so before the season starts, we go through a tryout. So, this year we had about 45 players come and try out. With the league starting with 6 teams last year, we were able to expand to 8 this year. So we added on 2 new teams. So we had about 4 or 5 returners per team, with obviously 45 other new players coming in, and then we had some late people that registered, looking for an opportunity to be in the league. So we did a draft right after the tryout. We selected teams, started out with practices leading up to the actual games, which started on June 3rd. So literally whoever was able to make tryouts and, they were able to show that they could play at this level, because we have players literally that have graduated from university, players with WNBA, EuroLeague, Euro Cup experience playing in this league. So we want to make sure whoever's here, they're able to compete, and they're also going to have fun doing it at the same time. Yeah.
And alongside all of the tryouts, we also hosted our inaugural Blast Equality Embodied Referee Leadership Summit, leadership at the intersection of basketball plus officiating. And alongside the Women's Premier Basketball Association, Fatima, Cameo Williams from Gems in the Gym, James Rockefeller from VJ TV, we brought in some amazing guest speakers. To kick off the summit series, including none other than Dusty Baker, who was our keynote, as well as NBA championship coaches, WNBA championship coaches, to really present to any of the coaches, players that wanted to participate, but for the group of referees that are becoming part of the Embodied Referee Designation Program that's really going to go across the country at this point. We're creating a new space so that we can provide these opportunities. Having this organization here gives the opportunity for, currently, last year we had 25 referees on staff. We now have close to 35 that are participating in the Embodied Referee Program, coming from as far as Hanford to try to work these games. We've got some folks that are out of state part of the program because they want to be part of our training program, that are looking at how can they get out here a couple of times a summer to participate and serve in this capacity. So it's really a high-level training program for our officials, and it's instrumental in being able to ensure that the women are getting to play at a professional level. And when they come from the backgrounds they come from, they don't necessarily want to just if they want to continue playing their professional career overseas, that's great. But some of the women have professional jobs.
Right.
But they still want to play professional basketball here. They don't want to play necessarily in a rec league or a pro-am.
Change my whole life. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
like
they want to
that,
continue
right.
to play at the highest level they can possibly play. And what's so instrumental in the nonprofit and the messaging that we're teaching, and through all of our training and collaboration with Fatima and the Women's Premier Basketball Association, is that leadership skill. Most women, when they end their playing career somewhere and they enter corporate America, there isn't a ton of opportunity for them to continue in the habits that got them hired.
Right.
They may end up learning golf or something that fits in with the traditional corporate way, but here's an opportunity for corporations to get behind. Also sponsoring. We have one premier partner in the nonprofit, Team Schuler, Compass Real Estate. He's made an incredible offer. He and Nicole Schuler have made an incredible offer to any of the women that want to get licensed in real estate while they're playing overseas.
Wow, that's crazy.
Once they're licensed, he'll reimburse them those fees, and they can start building their clientele while they're overseas, or grow their client base here now. So we're looking for more partnerships in that space that allow the women to continue to develop those strong leadership skills that they get through playing high-level sports.
Yeah.
I think it's the Harvard Business Review years ago. I'd probably have to look on my very first tweet ever, but the studies come out and they say over 90% of women in the C-suite positions played sports.
Mm.
And I think my tweet said something like, I wonder if they could say the same for the men, but in those same positions.
Right.
But it's becoming more and more important, and businesses know, and we need those businesses behind growing these organizations, because the Women's Premier Basketball Association is giving that opportunity for these women to keep developing those strong leadership skills that make them so successful and help transform corporate culture in ways that are very needed right now.
No, that's amazing. It's like changing the way it's all like coming up in basketball and still being able to do what you love. Still being able to have a career if you want to. You know, you don't have to go through these
Exactly. You
play
can do
overseas,
both.
give
You
up
don't
my
have
whole
to
thing.
choose.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, I love that. I still need to hit up a game, but every time I see the clips, I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks so lit. Tell me about like the atmosphere and fan base that has grown just in this little bit of time still.
Oh my goodness. I appreciate everyone this season that has come out and has continued to support us. It means a lot because obviously we rely heavily on our community. But, you know, this season, we've had more high school students come out. You know, we have more college and high school interns a part of this because they love being around this atmosphere and just the mentorship component that, you know, really comes with it, from all the players, you know, interacting with them and just trying to help them be better, as well as they're helping us, you know, become better as well. So I just love that sisterhood that we're creating. But
Yes.
the fans, they've been amazing. I can't thank them enough. But I'm definitely looking to like increase our fan base and get more of the cities that, you know, are supporting or backing these teams to have them come out and just see what their teams are doing, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Did you
Angelina,
have
we have to have you come out, because I've even gotten out and shot the ball again. I haven't played in so
Yeah, I
many
know.
years because I'm reffing, so maybe we can have a one-on-one.
You'd probably smash. Like, I would not do good. We could do a little around the world or something. I could try that. I actually, I'm an in-game host for the Santa Cruz Warriors, the G League team. And so after
Awesome.
everyone's done, like we do shoot around, and I don't make it to like the fifth try.
So you know Kevin Dana,
I'm not
there's
sure.
your announcer for them, but he's actually
Oh.
doing some announcing for us this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we have a lot of great people within the community a part of this because they truly believe in
Oh,
the
that's
overall
so
mission of the
dope.
league.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Heck
you
yeah.
definitely have to come out.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely, no, like
Yeah.
ASAP. I need to come out.
We can have you as a guest announcer.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love that. We
would love that
I
as
would really
well.
help on the mic. Where do you see the league 5 years from now?
That's a great question. I mean, I would even say 2 years from now, because I really like to dream big. I mean, that's
Yes.
why I'm in this space, you know. I really want to make sure that all of our players, our coaches, everyone that's on our staff, they're paid, because I want to create jobs within the community. And I want people to see value in what we're doing, because again, like, there's no women's sports here. There's no sports teams out here in Oakland.
Man.
And I mean, again, this is so important, because if I had something like this growing up, my life probably would have been different. But we're continuously making those positive impacts in the community that we have now, especially with the next generation of athletes. Like, I think that's important. So within the next 2 years, I want to make sure everybody in this league is paid. And I want to be able to expand to different locations so that we can continue spreading this vision throughout the rest of the nation.
I'm so excited for you. And I love what you guys are doing. Like, I have a good feeling like sports is coming back to Oakland, and just like women's sports.
It has to. There's so much space and opportunity right now. So, I mean, I really want people to just buy into that dream so we can, again, make it a reality. Yeah.
So dope. And let us know like where we can follow you, where we can buy tickets. How
Please do.
do we
Yeah.
support?
So follow us on Instagram, Women's PBA. Our website is womenspba.com. I do want to highlight that we are doing a skills clinic for high school girls next week. I just dropped the
dope.
flyer yesterday. Within 24 hours, we've already had 50 signups, and I was capping it at 50. So that's going to be happening right before our All-Star game next week, so that, again, we're showing that we're giving back to the community and we really care about the next generation of athletes.
I love it. Yeah, give them a follow. So the Instagram is
Women's
PBA.
Yeah.
All right. And I'll be reposting, and we'll post it on the website too, at wall90for9.com. But I'm so happy you guys came through today, and I'll definitely be at the next game.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I guess. Is there anything else you guys want to tell your fans in the Bay Area, or
Well, we're kicking
message
off
for
a very
sports?
interesting little in support of Fatima's goal of trying to get the players paid, and the coaches and the participants and all the folks working. we collaboratively, actually, Fatima, Dawn, and I went out and refed at the San Leandro Boys and Girls Club for a 6-week program every Tuesday, Thursday, and raise some
Yes.
funds. Also help their program. So we've got a small purse already set up for the championship weekend, August 4th through 6th. We've got some matching donors for that, and we're kicking off a campaign with 100X Causes, which is another nonprofit that's believes in the work that we're doing. Where we'll have some more information on that here out next week, but we're hoping to tap all of our networks in being able to raise funds through the nonprofit so that we can grow the purse in the end of the summer for the championships weekend.
Yeah.
No, that's super dope. And I can't say how much like instrumental the Boys and Girls Club was like to me and like all my friends, like especially the athletes. Like there was a lot of, boys and girls I grew up with that, on the same block. A lot of them would like get into trouble, but like going to the Boys and Girls Club and like to play basketball after school, like not trying to be in the streets. Or I remember one of the guys there, because the Boys and Girls Club, a lot of them are younger. Like, so you feel like, those are your friends. It's not like, these older people yelling at you that don't understand you, where you come from. And I remember one of the guys, Dre, he ended up being a coach for like an AAU program. And like, I remember just everyone coming back like so mad at him because they weren't touching ball until like 2 weeks. He was just having them like run straight. But it just kept them out of so much trouble. Like, they really care about the youth. So I love that you guys are like going to the Boys and Girls Club, because I always say when I make it, like, those are the first people getting my money if I ever become rich. Like, I have to go like give them money.
What's really fun about it too is they restarted this program, and it's the first time they've done it in a number of years, bringing back in a competitive program. And we watched the players, and it was boys and girls playing on teams.
Yeah.
We watched them develop in the 6 weeks incredibly, just having the opportunity. And many of those players don't even play on high school teams, but just to see them because there's only so many spots everywhere you go, no matter what level you're at, to see them be able to create the competitive environment there and actually have them come out and support. A few of them came out to watch Fatima play.
Yes, let's go.
Have some fun. So, we're impacting young girls' lives, but also the young boys as well that are really just want to see people competing at high levels.
Right. Oh, I love what you ladies are doing, and I can't wait to see the future of this league.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. This was fun.